Now, next on the docket here, Alabama. Now, the weather conditions maybe made it a lot more difficult for the offense to execute because on the exact opposite of Georgia, I thought the defense was almost dominant at the A-Day spring game, and going back to the weather, man, the fans did not show out. I'd say about they beat the Kentucky attendance, but not by much here in the rain of Tuscaloosa. That was kind of disappointing to see the fans not as engaged down there in Alabama for a spring game like they typically are. But, interestingly, Bryce Young, I mean, again, here you try not to take too much away from a spring game, but, I didn't even think he was necessarily the better quarterback of the game. And maybe that says more about Jalen Milroe, just the steps he's taken this offseason, because he looked like a tremendous, tremendous player. And here we were last season not having much confidence behind Bryce Young. I think we got that now in Milroe, and even the true freshman Ty Simpson, who was making a ton of plays with his legs, showed off some arm talent. But the big issue that plagued Alabama's offense last season still looks to be a huge concern. We still got to credit the defense, but the offensive line, I didn't think looked like anywhere where they needed to be here in Alabama. I know we got the Vanderbilt transfer Sheen coming in. Hopefully he's a starting player for you and a tackle, no doubt, because this was basically the Will Anderson scrimmage. I mean, the guy was making plays left and right. He's the best player in the country for a reason. Multiple sacks, multiple tackles for loss. Third play of the game, my God, he jumps out a fumble. I mean, the guy was everywhere. He had back-to-back sacks on one play. Nick Saban out here screaming, said on the telecast, they simply do not have anyone that can block number 31 Will Anderson, and there may not be a team in the country that can. So, when Alabama's defense, I say, leads the way, that's not hard to believe given the conditions. Will Anderson, just how outstanding he looked. But the offense is going to have a long ways to go. Now, I did like first pass right out the gate. Bryce Young completed to Jermaine Burton, give you an indication of just how valuable he's going to be for the Crimson Tide's passing offense. And Jahmyr Gibbs, he certainly showed his explosiveness, showed that hype. He's legit. And it took a while, but he did have a 75-yard touchdown run right up the middle in the third quarter of the game, just kind of showing what he can bring to this offense. A lot of these running backs were catching the ball out of the backfield. So, overall, a really good day for Gibbs. And Burton, again, didn't have that many targets, but he looked like he's going to seamlessly fit in there to be Alabama's number one receiver this season for Bryce Young. But again, the major takeaway for me watching this thing was just I'm shaking my head here wondering how Alabama's offensive line looks so bad when all you got out there is 4- and 5-star linemen. Something's got to give here. Now, they certainly took steps late in the season to become a much better unit. Can they do that again? I don't know. That remains to be seen. But that's the biggest question mark now I have with Alabama is, either that or Alabama's just going to be getting 10 sacks a game because their damn defense is so dominant. Can't rule that out just yet either. But that left a lasting impression on me. Alabama's offensive line is going to have to get a lot better if the Crimson Tide are going to repeat as SEC champs and win another national championship, which is just the expectation nowadays in Tuscaloosa.
I think it was really tough conditions. One of the things that we didn't do all spring was have wet ball practice, and we never had a practice in the rain, which we've never done in the spring. We always do in the fall in case we get a day like this when we play a game. So I do think that was probably a bit of an issue for throwing the ball, catching the ball, a couple turnovers early in the game. But
just from Jalen and Ty, just what did you see from them today in terms of their performance, but also just leading the offense in general?
Yeah, I think they were much better. I mean, obviously, Jalen can make plays running the ball, and he made some today, but he also made some good throws. And, we were especially conscious of the fact that we were not going to do the things that he could do in the spring. We were going to make him run the offense, try to become a better passer, try to become a better pocket presence, a better reader of coverages. And I think, he made progress in those areas. And, Ty, for a guy that's only been here in the spring, I thought he made some, good plays for the first time out. He's a very conscientious guy, really works hard at it. Preparation is important, to the development of quarterbacks, and those guys have done a good job all spring.
That one, Jahmyr Gibbs is in the portal. How quickly did his burst stand out to you guys?
Probably does it stand out to you? I mean, fast is fast, right? Guys getting the top speed quickly is obvious. And I think, he gives us, something at the running back position because he's really good at pressing the holes. But he has a great burst to get the top speed quickly and setting up blocks, and, very good running back, very good receiver, a good third down back. So very good addition.
Coach Will Anderson, obviously one of the most dominant players in the country last year, comes back. How much did he improve this spring, and just how excited are you to get to watch him play this fall?
Yeah, he did well. Will's a great competitor. So in every situation that he's in, whether it's practice, regardless of what it is, he all gives 100%. Sets a great example for the other guys on the team. He's a really good leader. I think his knowledge of the defense and the things that we're going to ask him to do, he did very well last year, and hopefully we can, continue to make progress in a lot of areas. But, somebody asked me the other day, what's Will's weakness? And I said, well, he's got to learn more about pass coverage because he plays a position where every now and then, he's supposed to drop. But I mean, you all are, gurus of the game. Should we spend a lot of time on him dropping or letting him rush? So his weakness is pass coverage. But he helps the pass defense when he sacks the quarterback.